Subto deal. You've seen 3,200 videos on the #1 creative finance channel on YouTube. Pace Morby and the team. Give our team some love down in the comments. Let Eric know you love him. Let Scott know you love him. Carson, Andre, everybody on the team. Let them know you love them in this channel that we put together for you. But you might be one of those people saying, I love the videos, but I need to hear from somebody who's recently got their first Subto deal. Where did it come from? What do I do? What are my first steps? What if I get stuck? Who should I reach out to? All of those types of things. We're going to cover that and more in this video with Shinyi Telscher, who is one of my friends. She's part of the Subto community and she's in Owners Club. She actually owns a title company with me, which is pretty special. Shinyi, where are you from?
I was born and raised in Taiwan. Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat. Now, that might be a good podcast name, but I don't think that's your podcast or Instagram name. What is your Instagram and YouTube channel for people to follow you?
Well, my Instagram handle is exactly my full name, Shinyi Telscher. Instagram, same for my YouTube channel.
Okay, for the white people out there that can't spell or announce or enunciate things, obviously, we'll put it on the screen. We'll put it down below so you guys can click on it and reach out to her when you guys get stuck and need a little bit of help in your own business. So you are going to tell us about your first Subto deal.
Correct.
Okay, where did your first Subto deal come from?
Came from the community, wholesaler in Subto.
Wholesaler in Subto. So what I like about this strategy is that you don't have to be the one making the call to the seller.
Correct.
You don't have to be the one doing the follow-up, spending the money on the leads. And what you did is you used creative finance to bring value to the wholesaler. So how did you get the wholesaler's attention to bring you the lead in the first place?
It's funny you mentioned that. I met many wholesalers throughout my journey since I joined Subto, but I think they start taking you more seriously when you meet them in person. So when I first met these wholesalers through a local meetup, and I kind of approached myself, hey, what I do, I'm busy, I'm looking for my first creative deal, but the number had to make sense. So I kind of introduced him, like, what my buy box would be, told him to send me more deal. So through that collaboration, he had sent me a couple deals, and every time I send him, I'll tell you, okay, I like about this, I don't like about that, so maybe something, why it doesn't work for me. So slowly I coach him. His name is
Guys, she's already dropping nuggets and you're not even paying attention, right? Like, think about this. She didn't jump into wholesale and say, I want to be a wholesaler and I want to be out cold calling and knocking doors and all that kind of stuff. Can she do that? Sure. But she says, I'm going to make the wholesaler work for me. I'm going to be the buyer. So I'm going to tell the wholesaler exactly what I'm looking for. So she reached out to wholesalers in our community. She also went to a community meetup and said, hi, my name is Shinyi Telscher. You can find me on Instagram at Shinyi Telscher. I'm looking to buy a deal. Bring me opportunities. She basically was like, I don't want to work. I want you to work on behalf of me. She didn't say that, but that's basically what she did, which I love.
Right. And
how much were
pay you for your work.
And she will pay you for the work when you find her what she wants. Did you have to pay for every lead that was sent to you?
Not necessarily. You offer your service. Like, sometimes I help people underwrite deal. I'm very good at underwriting, so I have to buy deal that makes sense to me. So through my journey, some of the wholesalers don't know what they're looking for. I teach them how to underwrite, in a sense, kind of tell them how to do a little underwriting before they send the deal to me. Okay,
so guys, pick this up as well. Write this down as a note. If you guys are note takers, Shinyi can help you underwrite your deals. Whether it's a cash or a creative deal, she can help you out. So reach out to her on Instagram and say, hey, I know you're in Pace's community. I have a deal. I don't know how to underwrite. Can I bring something to you? Don't bring her something unless you've talked to the seller and the seller said, I'm interested in selling. Don't waste her time with something off Zillow. But reach out to her, she can definitely help you out. So you were helping him underwrite deals. You said, I like this, I don't like that.
Right, and I'll tell him the reason why. Sometimes the location is not what I wanted. I want to buy in an appreciating market. The location has to make sense to me. And I don't ever want to lose money, so I want to make sure it's a cash flowing deal on day one in all strategy. So
I love it. You're picky.
I'm very picky. So.
I love it. I love a picky buyer.
But on the other hand, I told them, once you fit the buy box, I'm a serious buyer. I don't play around. When I tell you I like it, I love it, I will go to the closing table with you. There's no playing around. I bring my own fun. You're dealing with a solid buyer.
Solid buyer. That might be the name of her YouTube channel one day. Who knows? The most solid buyer. Okay, so he sends you multiple. How many times do you think you had to say no to deals before you ended up saying yeah?
I would say about, for a 10 deal that was coming to my way, usually only one deal that makes sense.
Okay, great. So every time wholesalers, if you are somebody finding buyers and they say no 10 times, don't get discouraged. The chances are they're going to say yes an 11th time. keep going, keep going. Not every deal is a good deal.
Right.
So, and the best part, and what I'm picking up, is that you were also coaching him along, saying,
Correct.
this is why I don't, you weren't like, no, I don't like the deal.
No.
Said,
I say,
great job,
right.
but
I would say, hey, this one doesn't work. But guess what? You can actually, if you haven't locked it up yet, you can, that's restructure this term. If you can somehow go back and renegotiate with the seller to change it into this term, then that will work for me.
boom. Okay, so this is probably your 10th to 15th deal he sends over to you.
Right.
And it's a seller in foreclosure?
Right. Seller is a veteran. He's in foreclosure since 7-8 months ago. And then he has tried everything. He even filed bankruptcy. He just came to the final realization that he just couldn't afford the mortgage anymore.
Okay, so the ostrich finally took its head out of the sand and said, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my house.
Right.
So the wholesaler finally gets him under contract, brings the deal to you. Tell me about the structure of the deal.
So it's a VA loan. Obviously, he's a veteran, so it's the best subject to you can ever hope for taking over a subject to. 3.25% interest rate.
Yeah.
The deal makes sense on day one, meaning that even if I just kind of take it over Subto, rent it as a long-term rental, I would still make $1,700 a month just to rent it long-term. So for me, it's a good intro deal to take over for me to play with it, experimenting all sorts of different exit strategy.
It's like a safe deal that you're like, nothing,
Right.
no matter what, I could always just go back to a regular rental and hold this thing.
Exactly.
What city is this in?
It's in Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. And I have deals in Virginia Beach. It's a good market.
It's a good market.
Moderate temperature all year round. It's not too crazy. There's a little bit tornado stuff, but it's not that big of a deal. And I think I have 4 properties in Virginia Beach. They all do very well. So this property, you don't live in Virginia Beach.
I don't. So it's funny you mentioned that. I've been a backyard investor. I invest in my backyard. But since I joined a community, I really learned to kind of challenge myself. I'm looking for, you know what, I'm going to look for my first deal to buy. My husband actually challenged me, why don't you go and buy things out of your comfort zone?
Wow, what a good
Out of
husband.
your comfort zone, not in your backyard, because he knew I'm a very controlled
Is he a
person.
German man?
Yes.
What's his name?
Brian.
Brian. You're the man, Brian. We adore you. Thank you for pushing this woman. So he says, go buy something outside of your
Out of
backyard.
comfort zone, so you can kind of let go of your control a little bit. Learn these,
Wow. Most men are complaining about their wife going to Target and racking up a bill. Your husband's like, go buy real estate where we don't live. What a badass.
Right. So everything I need, I can hope for, came from the community, from the wholesaler, from the.
Who did your paperwork?
I did my own paperwork.
You do have the personality to do your own paperwork.
I'm a top tier TC.
She is a top tier TC. Are you actively taking transactions?
No. I want to sub it out eventually.
Okay.
But as my first deal, I like to know the inner working from A to Z so I can identify the right person to do this for me in the future.
Okay, great. So you've got this deal. You turn this into, it's a 3.25% VA loan. You buy the deal. How much did the wholesaler make on the deal?
Well, he's supposed to make $9,000, but it ended up to be, his take home is about $5,000.
Okay.
We ended up have to have him count his assignment fee to pay the seller to move out because as you can imagine, the time we're dealing with pre-foreclosure seller, they always kind of scramble last minute on the closing day when they call, hey, we're ready to close on today. You guys, did you move out already? Nothing is moved yet.
So you're telling me I can go buy, this is on, like, think about this. This sounds like a scam. When you first found out about me, did you think it was a scam?
Oh my God. My husband thinks I joined a cult.
Okay, good. I like that. So Brian thought you joined a cult. What about you? Did you think this was a scam?
In the beginning, when I found you first time on the YouTube, it sounds fishy. But as me being very, I don't trust people easily. I start then watching more.
And then you got to the point you trust me. So think about this. If you told somebody that's never been in real estate, hey, I can buy a piece of real estate today for 3.25%. The seller doesn't get any money in his pocket. He just walks away, lets me take over his mortgage without a credit check. Did you get a credit check?
No.
Did you have to show your W-2 income?
No.
Did you have to show your tax returns?
Nope.
Nobody asked about your bank balance? Isn't that enough to feel like that's a scam? Then I say on top of it, I go, Shinyi, you also don't have to be the one that cold calls the seller.
Nope.
You don't have to be the one that follows up with the seller, converts the seller into a contract, and deals with all of the minutia. You literally can just be a buyer and take over somebody's 3.25% rate. How does that not sound like a scam?
It does, unless you know what you're doing.
Unless you know. Like, it's the craziest freaking thing.
Educate yourself.
When people come to me and go, you sounded like, when I first met you, you sound like a scam. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I totally get why you would think that this is a scam.
Right.
So what are you doing with this scam property you now own?
Well, long-term rental obviously work, but I'm trying to do something new. So co-living is my thing. So we actually in the process of schedule inspection with VA. My strategy, my plan for this property is to rent it out to those injured veteran or the veteran in that area. It's close by the Army space.
Wow.
So a lot of veteran. Then they're going to inspect my property. I already have a house renovated. We're going to rent by room to those veterans who can afford to live in that neighborhood. So in the process, kind of use their VA loan to help their VA.
Wow, I love it. So you've got this property, you're investing. What's your primary market that you're trying to invest in?
I live in Maryland, right outside of DC. That's my backyard. I have a small portfolio of long-term rental, but I'm trying to build a new skill, like you said. Like, we have to kind of up our game to get more tool into our tool belt. So co-living is the next thing I think I can help to solve the biggest problem, help as many people as I can.
I love it. Now, for people that are in the audience right now that are paying attention, they got their notepad out, obviously they can reach out to you on Instagram, Shinyi Telscher. We'll put it down in the description down below. They can go over to your YouTube channel as well, as you document some of your journey and some of your stories as well, maybe some podcasts you're going to appear on and tell your story. But what can you offer to the audience? Is it, hey, you have a deal, I can underwrite. Hey, you have capital, I can deploy it. Like, what are you looking for the audience to do with you, collaborate with you, partner with you on?
I think in the end, I'm going to quote something from the Bible. I know it sounds cheesy.
Do it. Does it have to be in Taiwanese though?
No, but
okay.
Each one of us should use whatever the gift that we receive to serve others in God's grace in various forms. So I learned that I am destined to do great things and big things, and I know I can solve big problem. I'm trying to reach out to those people. They might feel stuck, feel like there's no hope, there's no tomorrow. If I can somehow give them a hand, give them a second chance, that will bring me the greatest joy. In the process of doing that, I get to educate with more people. They might feel stuck on their day job. They don't know what to do. Just offer them like potential. So, to learn, to become financially free. And the greatest thing we can do, my plan is to build a profitable empire. So in my lifetime, I'm hoping to give those away.
Wow.
So,
guys, Shinyi Telscher on Instagram and YouTube. Go and love on her. She's amazing. She's been a part of Subto, and she's in Owners Club, and she is a top tier TC that doesn't want to do transaction coordination. She just wanted to learn how to do the thing. She did her first Subto deal, did all her own paperwork. Now, you can meet her and other people like her at Squad Up Summit. Go to squadupsummit.com to go get your tickets. Why is it that you like buying a deal from a vet? What is so good about a VA loan subject to? I
feel it maybe sounds cheesy. A lot of people, especially those veterans, they serve our country. They give everything what they got. In the end, some of them came home. They feel stuck. Their credit might be shot. They may be injured. They are not mobile, and I'm trying to help them out. Because I talked to the VA housing people. They have so many people waiting in line in their wait list trying to get into housing, but they are not qualified for any traditional housing that they apply everywhere. None of those apartment complexes would take them because those people have some issue. They don't have good credit. They don't fit the checklist that most apartment complexes will check them. So as a small mom and pop landlord locally, I like to support those people and kind of my way of give back to them for them serving us.
What's cool is that you took it from a VA, right? You took over the interest rate from a VA,
right?
And you're utilizing that low interest rate to help new vets by renting out the room to other vets.
Correct.
So you're paying respect to the fact you're like, hey man, I understand you were in foreclosure. We were able to help you, get you onto your next journey. We're now going to take this home that we own now with your interest rate, and we're going to help out other vets.
Correct.
That's probably number one. Second reason why VA loans are so good is because the interest rate is historically the lowest out of all loan types. VA loans and FHA loans are the lowest, which is very cool. So good job on utilizing the VA loan way better than anybody else would.
Right. And there's no mortgage insurance either. So
There's no mortgage insurance. Saves you. You make a little bit more money on the cash flow.
correct.
Guys, give Shinyi some love down in the comments below. Let her know you appreciate her by DMing her on Instagram. She will answer. She can help you underwrite a deal. If you guys have cash you want to deploy into a deal, she could probably help you out with that. And if you're a wholesaler out there saying, I have a Subto deal, but I don't know if it's a good deal or a bad deal, go to Shinyi over on Instagram, Shinyi Telscher. And she also has a YouTube channel that she's starting out. She can share her journey with you and also these amazing gifts that God gave her. She wants to help brighten up the world. If you haven't already, give us a subscribe. We'll see you on another.